Director Alexandre Aja has easily established himself as one of the most unique voices in horror, with him famously willing to try his hand at just about every aspect of the genre. He's made hardcore horror, let's not forget high tension, funny horror, Piranha 3D, contained horror, Crawl, and even romantic horror, the underrated Horns. With Never Let Go, he dips his toe into the elevated facet of the genre, weaving a highly allegorical yarn that ties in themes of motherhood, brotherhood, repressed drama, and much more. As such, Never Let Go may not have the same kind of easy mainstream hook some of Aja's other movies have had, but kudos to him for never repeating himself. In this one, which is written by Kevin Coughlin and Ryan Graspy, Aja has a superb cast. It's mostly a three-hander surrounding Barry's character and the two actors playing her sons. In it, Barry's character keeps her son, Samuel, played by Anthony B. Jenkins, and Nolan, played by Percy Daggs IV, safe from an evil spirit who torments her by taking the form of her dead parents and husband. They show up to mock her constantly, with the warning being that if they somehow make contact with the boys while they're not connected to the home somehow, mostly by long ropes tied to the foundation, it will get into their heads and the family will descend into madness. However, only Barry can see the spirits, and her sons are starting to wonder whether or not this is all in her head. Of the two, Daggs' Nolan is the more rebellious one. He's convinced his mother prefers the quieter Samuel, who never questions her, but Nolan wonders whether or not there's a world around them, and once they begin to starve due to a lack of food, and his beloved pet dog becomes a potential source of nourishment, he starts to rebel. To Aja's credit, the film takes a big twist about an hour into the movie that I didn't see coming, and Never Let Go's last act, in my opinion, was the best part of the film. You assume it's going in one direction, then it takes a risky left turn, allowing the director to play with the genre expectations somewhat. If you've seen the trailer, and you think you have it all figured out, you might want to think again. The movie is anchored, of course, by Halle Berry in a typically excellent performance. Berry doesn't make a ton of horror movies, but when she dips her toe into the genre, such as with The Call and Gothica, she tends to deliver A-level work, and certainly that's true of this one. In it, she has to walk a tightrope in some ways, as she has to be both convincing as a devoted mother, but also leave some element of doubt in there for the audience as to whether she's mentally ill or not. The two youngsters playing her sons deliver outstanding performances, with Daggs especially good as the rebellious Nolan. Much of the movie revolves around them, and Daggs and Jenkins, despite their young ages, deliver utterly convincing and grounded performances. It helps that they both play off Barry so well, whose affection for them is definitely never in doubt. As usual, Aja has made Never Let Go a great-looking film, although the darker lensing was seriously marred in the screening I attended, where the lamps on the projectors seemed to have been set too dim. This is sometimes an issue with run-of-the-mill theaters, and it's definitely something that drives me pretty crazy, so you might have to hit up a premium screen if you want to see Never Let Go looking its best. The soundtrack by Robin Cordell, billed simply as Rob, is also a treat, with him quickly becoming one of the genre's most prolific composers. Never Let Go is probably the kind of horror film that will divide audiences. It's not as hardcore as Aja's previous work, and it lacks the easy hook something like Crawl had, but genre aficionados willing to be more patient as far as the scares go will appreciate how well acted this is, along with a palpable sense of atmosphere Aja manages to build. It's well worth checking out, and I give it a pretty strong 7 out of 10.